Imagine nature building a lion and giving it knives for a mouth. Then it builds a rhino like a tank with anger issues. Then it gets to humans and goes, I don't know, shave the monkey, give it anxiety, and make its armpit start raining when life gets difficult. That was us. No claws, no horns, no fur coat, no built-in armor, knees making sounds like old furniture, skin exposed like a terrible life choice. And then the sun comes out. Instant patch notes fur, nerfed, sweat, maxed, dignity, uninstalled. Picture the ugly version of the ancient savannah, not the nature documentary where everything glows and the narrator sounds rich. Dust is in your mouth. Grass is scratching your legs. A fly is walking across your cheek like it owns the place. Your foot lands on a sharp rock because shoes have not dropped yet. Huge L for the foot community. In the middle of all this, an early human is standing there, mostly naked, squinting, shiny in a bad way. Sweat slides down the forehead, cuts through one eyebrow, and dives straight into the eye. Now the eye is on fire, so the human wipes it with a forearm that is somehow dirtier than the original problem. Salt dries white on the shoulder. Dust sticks to the wet skin and turns into prehistoric seasoning. A bug lands on the neck, slips a little, and still stays because even the bug is committed to being annoying. This is not a majestic animal. This is a shaved ape having a hydration crisis. And somehow, this became one of the most dangerous things in the animal kingdom. So why did human evolution make us so sweaty? Why take an ape, remove a lot of the fur, poke tiny water exits all over it, and call that an upgrade? Start with the obvious. Humans look weird next to other mammals. A wolf looks dressed for winter. A chimp looks ready for the forest. A bear looks like a carpet that learned violence. A human looks like a chimp lost a bet and had to walk into the sun with no jacket. We are not totally hairless. We still have hair in places evolution refuses to explain on camera. But compared with other apes, we are exposed. Very exposed. And that sounds like a dumb build. Fur protects skin. Fur helps with cold. Fur blocks scratches. Fur makes an animal look finished. Humans look like the beta version got released early, unless the body was trading the coat for a cooling system. Because fur is great until the day you need to dump heat fast. A thick coat can protect you, but it also traps warmth close to the body. That is useful when the world is cold. Yet, it is less useful when you are crossing open ground under a sun that feels personally offended by your existence. Early humans and their relatives were not living in a soft little app world with chairs, air conditioning, and a cold drink called something stupid like Dragonberry Splash. They moved. They walked between food sources. They carried tools. They carried children. They searched for water. They followed tracks. They crossed open ground while the sun was doing villain behavior. And walking sounds easy because modern humans ruined the word. Today, walking means going from the couch to the fridge and pretending that counts as cardio. Back then, walking meant your whole life was stored in your legs. Food over there. Walk. Water somewhere else. Walk. A better place to sleep. Walk. Animal tracks going into hot grass. Child crying because it has been alive for 6 minutes and already hates the update. Carry it and walk. For that kind of animal, heat was not just uncomfortable. Heat was a boss fight. Get too hot and the whole body starts selling. Muscles get sloppy. Balance gets weird. Thinking slows down. The brain starts acting like soup with opinions. And that brain was expensive. Humans were not carrying around a tiny cheap processor. The human brain burns a lot of energy and does not enjoy being cooked. It is useful for making tools, reading tracks, planning, lying badly, remembering who stole food, and inventing problems no zebra has ever worried about. But if the body overheats, the fancy brain becomes a boiled group project. So for an animal that needs to move for hours, cooling is not a bonus feature. It is survival. Many mammals use panting. Dogs pant. Lions pant. Hyenas pant. They open the mouth, breathe fast, and dump heat through the air. It works. Respect to the tongue-based cooling community. But try running hard while your mouth is also the air conditioner. That is not a clean setup. You are breathing, cooling, moving, and trying not to look pathetic, all through the same hole. Multitasking, but cursed. A dog can sprint, stop, tongue out, chest pumping, looking like it just downloaded too much heat. A lion after a burst of speed has to chill. It does not want to become hot cat soup. Fast animals can go crazy for short bursts. An antelope makes a human look like a shopping cart with knees. A zebra can leave you standing there holding a stick and rethinking your whole bloodline. If the race is 10 seconds, the human is not even in the video. The animal is gone. The human is still making the first confused footstep. But after enough hard running, many animals need to stop. They pant. They rest. They try not to overheat. Humans pick the uglier option. We sweat through the skin. Under your skin are millions of acrine sweat glands. Tiny emergency sprinklers. Most of the time they mind their business. Then heat shows up and the body hits the big red button. Salty water comes out onto the skin. The important part is not the water sitting there, making you look you lost a fight with a shower. The important part is evaporation. When sweat evaporates, it pulls heat away from the body. In dry air, that can work extremely well. In humid air, the sweat just camps on your skin doing nothing while your shirt becomes a crime scene. So yes, sweat is gross. But under the right conditions, it is a real cooling machine. And here is where the build stops looking completely stupid. Less fur means sweat can actually evaporate from the skin instead of getting trapped in a fur coat like a hot towel in a gym bag. More exposed skin means more surface for cooling. More sweat glands means more places to dump heat. Suddenly the weird naked ape is not just unfinished. It is water-cooled. Like a gaming PC, but worse to sit next to. Now put the shiny human next to a faster animal under the midday sun. If the contest lasts 10 seconds, the human gets cooked. Absolutely smoked. Skill issue. The grass is embarrassed for him. But human evolution was not only playing the 10-second game, it had a more annoying game. The animal runs away. The human follows. The animal stops to pant. The human is still coming. The animal runs again. The human pops up again, looking awful, still walking. Not fast, not cool, not cinematic. Just this sweaty little problem appearing on the horizon again, like a bad idea that refuses to leave. This is the idea behind persistence hunting. Now, do not turn this into a cartoon where every caveman spends Tuesday chasing antelope for 8 hours. It was not that simple. Ancient humans were not all running around like prehistoric marathon influencers with motivational captions. Some hunted, some scavenged, some gathered plants, some followed tracks, some probably spent a shocking amount of time trying not to die from a cut on the foot. So no, this was not every Tuesday, but a body that could keep moving in heat got more options. It can walk farther, search longer, carry food, follow tracks, stay active when other animals are trying not the impossible, not alone. Not alone. The human body was a weird combo pack. Long legs helped, standing upright helped, free hands helped, tools helped, eyes and brains helped, and yes, the big butt muscle helped. The glute is not just years bare, so modern humans can sit badly for 8 hours, then complain about back pain like it is a personality. It is part of the walking and running machinery. Standing upright may also help reduce direct sun exposure at midday compared with being on all fours while lifting more of the body away from the hot ground. Basically, evolution looked at this ape and said, make it tall, make it weird, make it walk forever, and give it the rear suspension of a cursed pickup truck. So the build was strange, less fur, more exposed skin, lots of sweat glands, long legs, free hands, a brain that can look at a hoofprint and think, that animal owes me lunch. Not elegant. Useful. Evolution saw zero aura and approved the build anyway. Put an early human beside a lion, and the lion looks like the premium subscription. The human looks like nature forgot to finish the DLC. But if the free trial keeps walking under the sun while everything else is overheating, suddenly the free trial is a problem. Also, sweating changes the rhythm of fear. Imagine being the antelope. You sprint away from the weird upright thing. Easy win. You stop. You breathe. Your sides are pumping. Your mouth is open. You are trying to cool down. Then the weird upright thing comes over the hill again. Still there. Still ugly. Still holding a rock. You run again. Later, it appears again. At some point, this stops being a chase and starts being harassment with foot dust. Hello, yes. The bald animal keeps returning. I would like to cancel. That is the creepy part about humans. We are not always scary because of the first move. We are scary because we show up again after the sensible animal has already moved on. Nature gave many animals speed, strength, horns, claws, venom, bite force, camouflage, and beautiful fur. Humans got the ability to be sweaty, annoying, and organized. Terrible combo. Of course, this upgrade came with stupid catches. 1. It spends water. A powerful cooling system is great until the world is hot and dry and your body starts paying the bill in fluids. You need water. You need salt. You need to replace what leaves. A lizard can sit on a rock looking dry and judgmental. A human crosses open ground and immediately starts losing personal water like an idiot with legs. This is why sweat is not some magical cheat code with no cost. It is not free. Great cooling system. Tiny problem, it spends the water you also need to stay alive. Your body cools itself by spending the thing it also desperately needs to survive. Peak human design, solve one emergency by creating another one nearby. 2. It makes you smell like history went wrong. Fresh sweat is not always the villain, but add skin bacteria, old hides, smoke, dirt, warm folds, and a full day of walking, and suddenly the tribe knows you arrived before they see you. Imagine camp at night. Everybody is tired. Everybody is dusty. Everybody smells like smoke, meat, feet, and decisions that cannot be undone. Somebody sits too close and the whole circle silently agrees that personal space should be invented immediately. The first perfume was probably everyone silently scooting away from the guy who just walked all day. 3. Sweat has no respect for timing. Your body does not know you are trying to look normal. It does not know you are in an elevator. It does not know you are ordering coffee. It does not know you are standing in line at a pharmacy while your upper lip decides a hyena is nearby. Heat, stress, movement, nervous, the system turns on. Forehead shiny, back sticky, shirt clinging to one exact spot like it is snitching. Armpits producing evidence. Your ancient cooling system does not understand modern dignity. It hears pressure and thinks, savannah emergency. Open the sprinklers. That is why the same system that helped ancient humans keep moving under brutal sun can also betray you during a 3-minute conversation with a cashier. You are just buying toothpaste. Your body is acting like a hyena and a little name tag is waiting outside. This is the curse of old hardware. Evolution builds for survival, then modern life dies that survives into situations it was never trained for. Ancient trigger heat, danger, distance, exhaustion. Modern triggered awkward silence, bad lighting, one email from your boss that starts with, quick question. The body does not read context. It just sees pressure and opens the roof inside your shirt. But go back to the old world, and the embarrassing design starts making sense again. Imagine an animal under the sun. Fast. Furred, breathing hard, tongue out, trying to cool down. Then, imagine the human behind it, salt in one eye, dust on the shin, a fly orbiting the ear, a rock in one hand, zero aura, no shame left in the body. The fast animal is better at speed, the human is better at still being there. 6 years earlier, the survival does not hand out trophies for looking cool. It cares who can keep functioning when the heat gets stupid. That gives the sweaty human a weird kind of threat. Not teeth, not claws, not raw strength. Persistence, showing up again, coming over the hill one more time. Looking terrible, still walking. Humans are not scary because we start fast. Humans are scary because we come back. And that might explain a lot about us. Humans are the species that keeps following the problem. We follow animal tracks. We follow footprints. We follow rumors. We follow weird noises 6 years the dark, even though every horror movie says not to. Some ancient human probably saw marks in the dirt and thought, something delicious went this way. Then another human said, that could also be a predator. And the first human said, cool. So either dinner or lore. That little disaster brain is part of the package. Sweat keeps the body online long enough for the brain to keep doing stupid useful things. Read the ground. Remember the route. Notice shade. Find water. Watch the wind. Carry a tool. Talk to the group. Complain the entire time. Because humans were never just one adaptation. We were not just brains. We were not just hands. We were not just tools. We were a messy pile of body hacks that only look good after they work. Before they work, they look insane. Imagine pitching the human body in a meeting. Okay, so the animal is slow, weak, exposed, needy, and loses water when it gets hot. What is the upside? It keeps walking until the other animal has a bad afternoon. That pitch should not get funded, and yet here we are, wearing deodorant and calling ourselves the dominant species like we did not get carried here by armpit plumbing. Sweat is ugly. It is expensive. It wastes water. It ruins shirts. It turns nerves into shirt damage. It makes your body snitch before your mouth even says anything. But in the right environment, it helped keep the body online while he tried to shut everything down. Basically, we traded dignity for temperature control, fur for evaporation, looking normal for not turning the brain into soup. Human evolution did not make us sweaty because nature wanted us to smell cursed in small rooms. It made us sweaty because a mostly exposed body with a powerful cooling system could keep moving in hot places. For a weak ape in a hot world, that mattered. And the funniest part is that we still live with the leftovers. You can be in a modern building with glass doors, clean floors, and a machine on the wall blasting cold air like a tiny weather god. And still, your body will decide the situation is prehistoric. A meeting gets awkward. A first date gets quiet. Someone says, "Can we talk for a second?" Your nervous system hears drums. Your forehead opens the floodgates. Your shirt chooses violence. A small bead of sweat rolls down your back like it has somewhere important to be. And you stand there, pretending not to notice your ancient cooling system going full caveman in a room with fluorescent lights. Here is the dumb joke hiding inside human evolution. The body was not built to look smooth. It was built to not die first. Smooth was optional. Alive was the job. And yes, it is funny that one of our ancient superpowers now mostly shows up as social damage. Nobody in prehistory evolved this system so you could sit in a plastic chair and leave behind a suspicious back print. Nobody selected for armpits that activate during small talk. Nobody said, one day this ape will need to look confident during a presentation. So make sure its forehead signs a contract with gravity. But evolution does not future proof for dignity. It solves the emergency in front of it, then leaves the cleanup to whichever sweaty idiot inherits the body. So the next time your shirt sticks to your back, your forehead starts glowing, and your armpits act suspicious, remember this: your body is not being dramatic. It is running the old, do not cook the brain program. Nature handed out teeth, armor, speed, venom, fur, claws, and all kinds of premium animal features. Then humans got terrible knees and a forehead that starts raining because the room got slightly warm. Embarrassing? Yes. But it worked. The sweaty ape got up, kept walking, smelled terrible, annoyed nature, and somehow made every other animal deal with the consequences. Not bad for a shaved monkey with bad knees and emergency sprinklers.